Daniel Kinahan, one of the leaders of an international organised crime group, has been arrested in the United Arab Emirates. Mr. Kinahan, who's in his 40s, was detained on foot of an arrest warrant issued by the Irish courts in relation to alleged serious organised crime offences. Dubai police said the arrest took place on the 15th of April.
Daniel Kinahan is one of the three leaders of the Kinahan organised crime group who moved here to the United Arab Emirates from the Costa del Sol in Spain, following the murder of his friend and fellow gang member David Byrne. Byrne was shot dead by the rival Hutch organised crime group at the Regency Hotel in February 2016. But Gardaí say that Daniel was the primary target and only got away because he took a left turn that day and the gunmen turned right. The murder escalated the ongoing Hutch-Kinahan feud, which has so far cost 18 lives and led the Gardaí to focus on the leaders of both organised crime groups. The government and the Gardaí built relationships with international law enforcement agencies in Europe, the Middle East and the United States, and the US Treasury sanctioned the leaders of the Kinahan gang, including Daniel Kinahan, and offered a $5 million reward for information leading to his arrest. That arrest came 2 days ago in Dubai, following an intensive Garda investigation and the submission of a file to the Director of Public Prosecutions. The DPP directed that Daniel Kinahan be charged with organised crime offences. The Gardaí secured a warrant for his arrest in the High Court here, which was then transmitted to the authorities in the UAE. As part of a bilateral agreement, the 47-year-old was then arrested.
Well, let's speak to our crime correspondent, Paul Reynolds now. Paul, how significant is this arrest of Daniel Kinahan?
Well, the Gardaí and the government are saying tonight that this is highly significant. They say it demonstrates, first of all, the ability of the Gardaí to develop partnership with international law enforcement, not just in the US, in Europe, in Australia, in the Netherlands, but specifically in the Middle East with the United Arab Emirates, which has enabled this development tonight. And they also say that it points to the fact that people may flee the country, they may even flee the continent, but they can still be arrested and brought back to face trial here, as is the case in the other senior Kinahan gang member, Sean McGovern, who was the first person ever to be extradited from the United Arab Emirates.
So, Paul, he was arrested 2 days ago. What happens next in this investigation?
Well, quite surprisingly, we received a rather detailed statement, not just from Garda headquarters, but also from the Dubai police tonight, detailing how this arrest came about. They said they've described Daniel Kinahan as, quote, a fugitive in their press release, and they say that once they received a detailed judicial file from the Irish authorities outlining his alleged involvement in transnational organised crime, they began a specialised operation and a surveillance operation, which within 48 hours of the receipt of the warrant, they had arrested Daniel Kinahan in Dubai. They also say that the Dubai police arrested him 2 days ago and he remains in custody. So what happens now, this arrest is part of a bilateral extradition agreement. So extradition proceedings now commence. It's in many ways it's up to Daniel Kinahan himself to decide whether he wants to contest these proceedings while he remains in custody in Dubai, or whether, like Sean McGovern, he initially begins to contest them but then agrees to come back, which is what McGovern did. He subsequently pleaded guilty before the Special Criminal Court, and he is now awaiting sentence later this month. Daniel Kinahan will also be brought back upon commencement of those extradition proceedings if they are successful, and he too will be brought before the Special Criminal Court.
All right, crime correspondent Paul Reynolds, thank you for that. Daniel Kinahan has been arrested in Dubai for alleged serious organised crime offences. We're joined now by Michael O'Sullivan, who's a former Assistant Garda Commissioner and former Director of the Maritime Analysis and Operations Centre for Narcotics. Michael O'Sullivan, thanks so much for joining us on 6-1 this evening. You spent a large part of your career investigating the Kinahans and investigating organised crime. How significant is an arrest like this? Somebody who is on the FBI most wanted list.
It doesn't get more significant than this, really. I suppose it's significant on a number of fronts. The first one is in relation to the investigation for which he is arrested. Obviously, that is a significant step for that. But on an international perspective, by way of background, you have to look at quite a number of international fugitives fled Europe because there was increased police cooperation among the various countries, it basically made Europe a whole lot smaller. So they left and they fled to Dubai in the hope that putting big distance between them and the European law enforcement agencies would give them space and would give them sanctuary, I guess. And it's only in the last couple of years, probably in the last 2 to 3 years, a number of agreements have been made with the UAE people, and a number of significant people have been extradited. The British extradited one, and the Dutch extradited a member of a serious organised crime group. And Ireland, this would be the second person to be brought back. The other guy, McGovern, who was part of the organised crime group, who basically fled to go out there to evade justice, effectively.
And as you say, it hasn't always been possible to reach people who have become fugitives in other countries. So how important is that global cooperation? Because pretty much all organised crime is transnational now, isn't it?
Yeah, it is transnational, but the world is getting a smaller place, and right now it has just got smaller. The message is being received loud and clear by a lot of international criminals who are currently in Dubai, thinking that they've got a safe refuge, and they're waiting for the knock on the door. They're going to have to look at Plan B to get out of Dubai with a view to going to a safe haven. And realistically, the safe havens are rapidly reducing, and as law enforcement increases, the global reach of law enforcement, and then you have increases, and then you have the Drugs Enforcement Agency, and they have a wide international reach. So between them and the European law enforcement agencies, really the world is a much smaller place, and they really have to look over their shoulder and hope that they can put distance and keep their heads down and hope that they don't get that knock on the door.
And is the arrest of somebody like Daniel Kinahan, is it a massive blow for an organised crime group, or will they have been expecting this in some way?
I think most organised crime groups hope for the best. They hope that the status quo remains, i.e., I'm out here for the last 10 years. I haven't been extradited. Very few people have been extradited. So they tend to get into a sense of security. But that sense of security is rapidly being eroded. A lot of groups stayed out there despite the fact that the Americans were looking for them. And they felt safe and they felt secure. But with various agreements happening between the UAE authorities and international police forces, European arrest warrants, which heretofore were really only in use in Europe, they are now reaching out at a greater global reach, with the result that people nowhere is safe. People really effectively, there's a saying that they have to be lucky all the time, and law enforcement only have to be lucky once.
All right, Michael O'Sullivan, former Assistant Garda Commissioner, thank you for speaking to us on 6-1 this evening.